It was another active weekend with big names on campus, guys committed, guys undecided in their recruitment. Big takeaways. Where do you start the conversation with how this past weekend went for Tennessee in recruiting?
I thought it was a really productive weekend, a really positive weekend. Still got to get the kids in the boat. Some of those kids are still going to take visits this weekend, like Tristan Givens going to Texas A&M or J.J. Finch going to Miami. Another trip to LSU for LSU commit, or Tristen Keys, as they try to take back some momentum that Tennessee got this past weekend. And so you have to stay after them. You also have to prepare for what is a huge weekend this weekend with Tennessee with around 20 official visitors coming in. But I thought Tennessee did a really nice job with Legend Bay, Givens, and Keys, as we previously mentioned. Thought it was a really productive weekend with J.J. Finch, T.J. White, linebacker from the state of Mississippi. So have to continue to kind of keep your foot on the gas, but Tennessee did a really nice job this past weekend.
What impact do you think Faison Brandon had on the rest of the recruits that were also in town last weekend, with him being there, him being the top quarterback, and already being committed to Tennessee?
I think that it matters. I don't think it's an end-all, be-all for kids because, playing time and or NIL money is probably the bigger factor. But I do think having a top-end quarterback committed to your school is a huge feather in the cap of Tennessee. He has a great relationship with Tristen Keys, and so I think that really helps him be able to kind of get to Keys on a level that maybe other schools can't, especially when you're a receiver or a tight end, or even an offensive tackle for that matter. Being able to block or catch, from a high-end quarterback is a big, big deal.
How would you compare Faison's personality to the last five-star quarterback that Tennessee brought in?
I think they're both super laid back. Faison's probably a little more, I guess, aggressive. I don't think it's in a bad way. I think it's more of a laid-back way, but it's in a laid-back, aggressive approach where he seems real chill, but he is in your ear the entire time you're on campus about, man, I'd love to throw to you. I'd love for you to block for me. I'd love to be teammates with you. And so I think for Faison, his ability to be around, be present, like even this coming weekend, he won't be here. He's out at the Elite 11 in California. But he will be on FaceTime, on phone calls with Savion Hiter and other players that are in town, making sure that they know he wants them to play alongside of him.
We're talking to Austin Price of Volquest.com. You mentioned Savion Hiter, top running back in the country. We've talked to you about him before. Tennessee has made a lot of progress with its recruitment. Where do things stand with him set to come to town? Update on Hiter, the top running back in the nation.
Tennessee still is in a good spot. It's Tennessee and Michigan. It's been Tennessee and Michigan. I don't think either one school is separated to the degree where you feel like, oh, yeah, they're definitely the beat. Either team could be the pick here. I think the other schools are trailing those two. And he obviously had a good time in Michigan last weekend. Now Tennessee will get their shot this weekend. It's the second time he's been to campus in a month. And so Tennessee's going to have a chance to leave a lasting impression as they head into the dead period. The question is when does he do something? If he does something, in July, obviously I think that probably helps both Michigan and Tennessee just because the momentum they both have had. If he lasts until September, it does open up the opportunity for somebody else to take another swing here, get back and play. There is no open weekend at the end of July anymore. So it's really is dead from basically Sunday night at midnight all the way through the 1st of September. So kids can't be coming back to campus, which gives the coaches a break in terms of hosting, but it does not give them a break in terms of, phone calls and text messages and everything else. So Darrell Sims has done a really nice job there. Can he get that one across the finish line? Everyone's watching because at this point, to me, it's kind of Savion Hiter or go to the portal because I don't think there'll be another back unless one pops up this fall that Tennessee's going to be willing to take.
I haven't been able to confirm this, but word is that one of the hottest message board topics on general quarters over there of Volquest is that there's a pipeline of ballers from North Alabama, the Huntsville area, and Tennessee over the years. Tennessee is hosting a player from Huntsville this weekend, I hear. Who was that player? And tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, Tennessee's they've had a lot of success in the Huntsville area over the years. Obviously, Joey Kent, and then a couple other people. Besides him, Hezekiah Harris will be in town this weekend. Edge, Coach Chop's been on him for a while. He's committed to Auburn, but honestly feels like he's looking for any reason to not go to Auburn. Tennessee's been knocking on the door over and over and over again, and so getting him back to campus is big. Can the Vols get this one across the finish line? Can Coach Chop flip the full deal? I think it's very possible with a strong weekend. Again, that's another recruitment that I'm really watching closely this weekend. I don't think he's committing coming out of this weekend, but what's the vibe coming out of this weekend? Is it like it's something that is going to likely happen, or is this more slowed down process? What's he saying? What are they saying behind the scenes? That's one I'm definitely watching.
Austin Price, Volquest.com, and you talked a lot about Tristen Keys. What does this weekend mean for him with the visit that's planned to LSU currently, right? And do you have an idea of a timeline for him, or is that part of it still up in the air as he's taken so many visits?
I think that part of it's still up in the air. I think there's a notion out there that he's going to take some visits this fall. So no matter whether Tennessee flips him, doesn't flip him, I expect him to take visits this fall, which means whoever's recruiting him will have to hold on for dear life over the next 5 months to try to hold on to the top receiver in the country. The kid's a special player.
What is the contingency plan if you don't get Tristen Keys? What are some other guys that Tennessee could target and possibly get? I mean, just because he's the number one receiver doesn't mean maybe he's the best receiver.
I think for Tennessee, obviously Legend Bay visited last weekend. Tennessee left the weekend. He's a slot with a ton of momentum. There's Celeste Moa, wide receiver out of Utah, that Tennessee's recruiting as well. They already have Tyreek King and Tyron Evans committed. Both those kids will be here this weekend. Moa will be here this weekend as well. So at this point, you have two committed. I think you're trending pretty hard with Legend Bay, but he does go to Texas A&M this weekend, and you have to pay attention when a Texas kid is visiting A&M. And then you have Moa. So if Keys were to not eventually get in the boat, then I think you look at one of those other guys. But Tennessee, again, is going to keep swinging on Tristen Keys until he is signed with another school.
Hey, Austin, before we get out of here, quickly stepping away from the recruiting trail, I imagine I'm the first person to ask you this anytime recently, but what have you heard about Joey Aguilar behind the scenes and the quarterback work that's taking place ahead of the quarterback battle for fall camp?
Has been the consummate teammate, has done everything you could ever want, walking in the door basically in mid-May like he did, has been ever present, constantly, in the building, trying to throw to teammates, just trying to blend and mesh and be a part of it. So he's done everything that he can do to this point. Ultimately, it comes down to how quickly can you learn the offense and how do you perform once they start throwing you in there live bullets come August.
Volquest.com, they'll continue to cover it with football, basketball coverage out there right now as well, plus baseball transfer portal watch. Volquest.com to see, read, and hear the guys. Hey, Austin, we appreciate the time as always. Thanks so much, and we will talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.